Hi, this is Brett from SRmoto, and this is our 2021 Honda CRF300L project bike. And today I wanted to do a quick video review of the Moose Racing Pro skid plate and Moose Racing cargo rack for the Honda CRF300L 2021 and up. So I'll get to that here in a second. I'll put links in the video description down below to our online store where both of these products are available for purchase. I'll also put a link down there to this project bike if you want to get any more details on this bike and see all the different parts and accessories we've installed on it. Once you're done watching the video, check that video description below for all of that info. So again, this is the Moose Racing Pro skid plate and the Moose Racing cargo rack. Now the cargo rack will fit a 2021 and up standard Honda CRF300L as well as the CRF300L Rally. The Pro skid plate is designed to fit the standard CRF300L like we've got here. Now they'll possibly work on the Rally as well. We don't have our Rally project bike yet. We're still kind of waiting on it, so haven't had a chance to try and install one of these. But I have seen customers mounting up proper skid plates to the Rally model. Now the Rally has all that body work that covers the lower part of the frame and engine, so you're going to obviously have to remove some of that, possibly modify some things to get a proper skid plate to work, but in theory it's doable. So these might fit on the Rally, I just don't know for sure yet. Definitely bolts up real easily though to the standard CRF300L. So I'll show you on the bike in a little bit more detail here in a second, but just I'll start with the skid plate and kind of talk about what you get with it. So that's a skid plate obviously on the left, and then you get all the mounting hardware, spacers, instructions, and stuff like that. Now these are made out of polyethylene plastic, 6 millimeter thick. Most of the skid plates you'll see out there for these bikes are made out of aluminum. I kind of prefer these plastic skid plates for a couple of reasons. First off, generally they're going to be a little bit lighter weight compared to the aluminum skid plates. Also, you don't get the vibration and engine noise that come off of an aluminum style skid plate. These are generally just going to be quieter. On pretty much all of our project bikes, if there's a plastic skid plate available for it, that's generally what I go with. So I kind of like the plastic skid plates myself. These, as I mentioned, super easy to install. 4 mounting points, 2 in the front, 2 in the rear. Bolt up to existing threaded holes already on the frame of the 300L. So no modifications to the bike or anything like that. So super easy, 5-10 minute install. And then they're going to have the drain plug holes already in the bottom of the skid plate. So that way if you do an oil change, in theory, you don't have to take the skid plate off to do it. Generally, like with a skid plate like this that's real easy to take off and put back on, we'll take the skid plate off when we do our oil changes, clean up under it really good, clean the bottom of the engine, the frame, and everything like that, and then bolt it back on, once we're done doing the oil change. But in theory, you can do your oil change and just leave this on. So that's the skid plate itself. Optionally, when you order these, you can add the lower shock linkage guard, which is also made out of that same plastic. Bolts onto the rear 2 mounting points, just gives you a little bit extended coverage to the rear of the skid plate and covers the bottom of the shock linkage. I'll show you that here in a second. Comes with its own mounting hardware and everything. So that's the optional shock linkage guard. So on the bike, kind of show you here, does a really good job of protecting the lower part of the frame, sides of the engine, water pump, front. Now the shock linkage, I don't have the guard installed on this one, but that's your lower shock linkage. So that plastic piece bolts up to the rear of the skid plate and extends back, covers the bottom of that shock linkage, and just gives you a little bit extra protection if you're worried about that getting damaged by, rocks, tree roots, stuff like that. Kind of a nice feature. So that's what it looks like on this side. On the other side, doesn't quite wrap around as much because they wanted to make sure you had clearance and don't get your boot caught on it, you know, when you're shifting. So it still covers the sides of the frame and engine and everything, but they kind of kept it away from your boot. Still covers the bottom of the frame and everything. I think it's one of the nicer skid plates I've seen. We've had a couple different skid plates on this bike, and this is kind of the one that I've settled on. I just kind of like it, especially the fact that it's plastic. Now, one thing I was going to mention here, because we get some emails and phone calls from people, you'll see on the front of this, it's got the Moose logo, and then it says by AXP Racing. These skid plates are actually made by AXP Racing over in Europe, and they're imported by Moose Racing under kind of like a private label deal. So it's the same exact skid plate that you'll also see under the AXP Racing name. This is the same skid plate, just has the Moose logos on it. We've had some people a little bit confused by that. They weren't sure, you know, if it was a different skid plate or what, but it's the same one. Same with the cargo rack. So that's the Moose Racing / AXP Racing Pro skid plate. Now the cargo rack is made out of that same polyethylene plastic material, also made by AXP Racing, imported by Moose Racing. Now this is a little bit thicker. It's a 15 millimeter thick polyethylene plastic. I think it's one of the only plastic cargo racks I've seen for these bikes. And I kind of like the fact that it's made out of plastic. First of all, for its size, it's lightweight. It also is not going to corrode or rust or anything like an aluminum or steel cargo rack would. And also, if you drop the bike, hit it on anything, it's not going to bend or anything like that. It's just going to kind of deform and bounce back. So I think it should be pretty durable overall. Very simple to install. You don't need to do any modifications to anything on the bike. A lot of cargo racks, you have to drill holes in the rear fender. This one you don't. It mounts up 4 different mounting points, threaded holes already on the bike. Front 2 mounting points are your seat bolts. So it basically replaces those long seat bolts. Comes with its own hardware with the spacers and everything. So that's the front mounting points, and then at the rear, it threads into the subframe back here, replaces those long bolts that stick out of there. So super simple to install. If you ever need to take it off, it's real simple to remove it. Now, one of the other nice features of this is these grab handles that they've integrated into the sides of the rack. It's the only cargo rack I've seen with that as well. Kind of a nice feature. If you drop the bike, need something to grab onto to help lift it up, that's why they designed those into it. And also, you know, I haven't seen a lot of people carrying passengers on this bike, but if you are carrying a passenger, that's somewhere where they could hold on. Let me show you what you get with the cargo rack. So this is it before we assembled it. Top part of the rack, and then the 2 pieces on the sides, and then all the mounting hardware, spacers and everything. Now you'll also notice that these are Rotopacks ready. They've got the mounting points for the Rotopacks. So if you want to carry a Rotopacks gas pack or water pack, these are ready to go for that. Plenty of holes to strap a tail bag on. We've got a Nelson Rig Enduro tail bag strapped to the top of ours. So it straps on 2 spots on each side. Nice and secure way to carry a tail bag. So again, that's the Moose Racing cargo rack for the CRF300L, CRF300L Rally 2021 and up. And then the Moose Pro skid plate for the 2021 and up, CRF300L. If you have any questions about either one, leave a comment down below. try to check those comments periodically, and I'll reply back as soon as I can. We also have an email address on our website. Shoot us an email. We generally get back to people within 24 hours. If you want to see more CRF300L related videos, definitely subscribe to the channel. We're going to try to do more videos on this project bike as well as product reviews and stuff like that. Haven't done any videos in a while. We've just been super busy and haven't had a lot of time, but I'm hoping to do more videos. So subscribe to the channel. You'll see those once they come out. So again, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I think that's it for now. It's Brett from SRmoto and our Honda CRF300L project bike and the Moose Racing Pro skid plate and Moose Racing cargo rack. Thanks for watching.